Today, I'm going to share 4 tips with you to help you love your body and be confident in 2022. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. This is Jing here from Authentic Energy. I am here to help you become body confident, healthier, and happier with the right wellness strategies so you don't have to keep obsessing over dieting, food restrictions, body image, and what other people think of you. If you'd like to receive weekly tips from me, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Alright, so now this is the year 2022 and I still receive a lot of questions from you guys. Thank you for asking questions firstly. And many of you have asked the question like, how can I be body confident when all I'm thinking about is like, how do I lose more weight? And I'm so conscious of my thighs, my butt, my stretch marks. Like, is it even possible? Okay, so these questions are legit and I have been in your shoes before. So today, make sure you take notes. I'm gonna share 4 very practical tips that you can take away from me here. And these 4 tips are going to help you have a body confidence breakthrough this year. Okay, now tip number 1. This is something that I've invented and I found that it works really well with my students and my community when you are able to remember some of the very powerful strategies with the hand gestures, with visual. Okay, so I want you to put your hands, just take your palms out on your temple, on the side of your brain, okay, and do this with me. The first tip is to question your number 1 body insecurity. So your hands here, I want you to think hard, okay, or maybe not too hard. Maybe for a lot of you, this is very obvious. What is your number 1 body insecurity? It could be your weight, it could be a certain body part, it could be, like we mentioned, maybe stretch marks, cellulite, maybe skin, maybe your hair. What is your number 1 body insecurity? Okay, so give yourself a good minute, put your hand on your temple and think about it. Okay, while you're here, I want you to, once you have identified your number 1 body insecurity, I want you to ask yourself this question. Okay, 2 questions you have to ask yourself. When you question this body insecurity, you gotta ask the right questions. Number 1, how has this body insecurity impacted my life? Okay, so how has it impacted your life? It could be that, you are avoiding certain social situations. You're avoiding wearing certain clothing. You're avoiding job interviews. You're avoiding a lot of opportunities simply because of your body consciousness, of your body insecurity, right? So think about what has it cost you? How has it costed you in your life because you're so conscious of your body? Okay, so the big impact this body consciousness, this body insecurity has actually made. Now, after you've actually done this assessment, ask yourself the second question, okay? Why do you give it power? Why do you give this body insecurity the power to take away your happiness? This is a very serious question here, so I want you to really answer yourself. Okay, of course, when you do this, you can actually write things down because these are reflective questions. Okay, so when you're doing reflective questions, it really helps if you are able to write it in your journal, in your notebook. Okay, I'm gonna repeat the question. I want you all to ask yourself and answer this honestly. Why? Why do you give this body insecurity the power to take away your happiness? I always say this, where your attention goes, the energy flows, right? And then whatever that's happening there really expands. So think about this. How much time and energy do you put into thinking about like, I'm too heavy, I'm not happy with my body, or my skin is too dark or too light, or whatever you want to pick on, right? Or too many freckles and so on and so forth. How much of your energy and time you put into thinking about this? The more you give this body insecurity the power, the more unhappy you become. And sometimes, we may actually opt for some strategies which are not quite right for your body and your mental wellness. right? So this is where I want you to really ask yourself honestly, why? Why do you give it so much power to take away the happiness, to take away your happiness, right? So when you actually have, answer yourself honestly, this is when everything starts to become more clear for you. You may actually have some aha moments there, and also this can actually help you gain more clarity so that you will know, what are your next steps that you can do for you to get out of that, body insecurity and to get you out of that trap, because it can become a long-term thing, a long-term energy blockage in your mind and in your body. The more we think about it, sometimes the bigger the problem becomes, right? So this is number one. You remember, you gotta ask yourself this question, okay? Question your body insecurity, okay? Now, tip number two, okay, after we've questioned our body insecurity, I want you to bring your palms away from your body, from your face, and push away. Okay, so from here, questioning, the next one is to break away. Okay, why we're breaking away? Break away from the culture scape. Okay, so what do I mean by break away from culture scape? Some of you may not be familiar with the word culturescape. So this is a term that's created by Vishen Lakhiani, who is the author of the book, The Code of Extraordinary Mind. He's also the founder of Mind Valley. Some of you probably know really well about Mind Valley. So I really love when Vishen Lakhiani defines culturescape as our limiting beliefs, as the rules that are imposed on us we don't question these rules, the rules that we grow up with, and these rules kind of like dictate how we behave, how we think, right? And it dictates how we conform into the particular society that we're in. And very often, most likely, we don't question these rules because they're pretty much like the code of conduct and the kind of like standards that we live by, right? But the thing is, a lot of times these rules are bullshit rules. Allow me to curse. Okay, so Vishen Lakhiani calls them the rules, which I love. And think about in the realm of body image and body confidence. All right, in our space here, what are the rules? What are the bullshit rules that we have been following since young age? What are the rules that have been imposed on us without us questioning them? Right? So that is why the first tip I ask everyone to question your body insecurity. Okay. And then in the second part here, where we are learning to break away from them, how do we break away from the rules? Okay, firstly, we have to identify what are the rules that we have been blindly following. Things like, you'll feel prettier and happier if you lose weight, right? If you feel slimmer. This is something we discussed last week in last week's video. If you haven't watched it, make sure you go and watch it. Okay, right? So this is a typical rule, right? What are the other rules that we can think of? Let me know in the comment below, right? What kind of beauty or body image rules that you have been following. And there are a lot out there. Things like a successful, happy, healthy woman is supposed to look like, fill in the blank, a celebrity name or a particular Instagram model or some influencer, right? And if you go to Google, right, this is a fun exercise I always ask everyone to do. If you go to Google image and just type in the words like, fit women or healthy women, what else? What else? Fit woman is a really good one. That's enough, right? Even if you just type in the word healthy woman, fit woman, have a look at what kind of Google images you get, what kind of result you get. It's usually like a very tanned or white lady with long hair, right? And like flawless skin, abs, muscle tone, right? And she definitely has very low body fat, right? These are the images that are actually basically, brainwashing us and fed to us to make all of us think that, hypnotizing us to make us think that, this is what a fit, healthy woman's supposed to be, supposed to look like, right? And what a healthy, happy, successful woman's supposed to look like. This is also an example of a bullshit rule. There are tons out there, right? Or like, if you don't lose weight, you're not gonna get the love interest. If you start to pretty yourself up by being slim, by having a certain hair, makeup, men will start to pay attention to you, for example, right? These are all bullshit rules. Can I call them bullshit? Okay, so now by breaking away from the rules, by breaking away from culturescape, you really have to question these rules and deny them. And ask yourself, is it true? Is it true that a happy, successful woman has to look this way, like a Google search image, kind of like slim lady? Is it true? Okay, you gotta identify them, and especially the ones that you have been living with, and deny them and find evidence. Okay, so by simply denying them and saying it's not true, that's not the reality, I don't believe it, by denying them is not enough. You gotta go and find the evidence to support that. Right? Say for example, if you're saying that, I don't need to be a, size 0. I don't need to have like less than 20% body fat in order to be happy. It's not true at all. Okay, so how is it not true? So you're arguing for your own case here, right? You gotta find evidence. Okay, maybe you can go and look for examples of women out there that are successful, that are happy and healthy, and they're not, the certain size, that slim and fit, body size. They come from variety of body size. They come from a very diverse, look. Right, so find evidences to support the case, to deny the bullshit rules. Okay, so this is a very easy way for you to break away from the culturescape. Okay, so that's number 2. Now, tip number 3. Now, bring your palms back and bring the palms together in front of your heart center. Form a little prayer pose. Okay. Now, tip number 3 is to transform your inner critic voice into your inner healer voice. So here, you're being an inner healer to yourself. It is not always easy, to have that conversation with yourself and be able to speak to yourself as if you're that healer. You're there to give yourself the love, the care, and to be compassionate about yourself and about your body. Why is that? Because we have been conditioned for so long to talk down to ourselves, to belittle ourselves. And so this is where I would like to invite everyone to start listening to the language that you use when you talk to yourself. Start really identifying what kind of tone of voice, what kind of attitude, and what kind of vibration that you have when you're talking to yourself. And very often, we're not even aware of the fact that we are so critical and so judgmental of ourselves that we're not even aware of, because we're so used to speaking to ourselves that way, right? So I would like to invite everyone to actually quieten down and listen to how you normally talk to yourself. And very often you might find that, oh my God, crap, I've been speaking like this to myself the whole time. I would never ever speak to my siblings or my other loved ones like that. Why would you talk to yourself like that? Right? So critical voices could be like, I'll give you guys an example. How do you transform from the inner critic voice into inner healing voice? Okay. So things like, for example, your inner critic voice very automatically could be switched on and speak to yourself like, man, I hate it that my body is so round and so heavy. I can't do anything about it. Right? So you can hear that in here, you use the word hate, or I'm annoyed that my body is always so heavy and round. Just an example, okay? It's very natural we talk to ourselves that way, right? In this way, we're actually we're focusing so much on the problem. And can you hear that when we're talking to ourselves as an inner critic, it is very, emotionally driven. Right? We're so emotional about like, oh my God, how much I hate my body. And usually the emotions that are driving this inner critic voice are coming from fear, doubt, and scarcity. Right? Fear, doubt, and scarcity. And those are actually low vibrations. So the more we talk to ourselves with low vibrations, the lower we're putting our own energy down. So we gotta turn it around and lift ourselves up by talking to ourselves with a high vibration such as love, kindness, and compassion and peace. So as an inner healer, which is not problem driven, an inner healer voice is actually driven by kindness and driven by solutions. Okay, so here it's already becoming obvious, right? What we have to do. So we have to consciously turn the whole thing around and consciously speak to ourselves from the place of love and kindness firstly. Okay, how can you be love and kind? How can you be loving and kind towards your own body, towards your health, towards your wellness, right? So instead of addressing just the problem, how about we focus on the solution? Okay, so for example, an inner healer may ask yourself this. Okay, so why is it that you don't like it when your body is round and heavy? Do you experience any physical discomfort? Do you actually feel any pain as a result of being in a round and heavy body? If you do, okay, so you keep the conversation going. If you do, okay, is there anything that we can do about it? If I feel like, my mobility is hindered, if I feel like, I'm having some health issues as a result of feeling heavy and rounding my body, are there anything that I can do to help improve my health, right? Are there any things I can do to actually change the situation, to improve the situation? So here you can see that we're actually really focusing on taking care of our body physically and mentally, so that we're not always focusing on the problem just by itself, like, which is driven by the emotions. Okay, so very often when you change your voice from the inner critic voice to inner healer voice, you will find solutions. You're opening up the horizons, and you're actually introducing lots of possibilities into your sphere, into your space here. Okay, and this is actually a great step for you to start becoming confident about taking care of your body and confident about your body well-being. Okay, so this is tip number 3, where you're being an inner healer to yourself, which is a very, very important part. Okay, now the last tip, this is very, very important here. This tip a lot of people don't talk about, and it's something that I emphasize to my community all the time. Okay, now bring your palms down and form a little sort of like flat palms facing up, a little bowl or container in front of your heart center. Okay, so the last tip here is I would like to invite everyone to shift your focus away from striving for perfection. Don't strive for perfection or some ideal standard. Instead, strive for balance and authenticity. Strive for balance and authenticity. Okay, so I tell my students a lot of times, right? To get that ultimate body confidence, the everlasting true body confidence, it's not about how perfectly you do your diet, you do your exercise routine. It's not about that. It's not about how disciplined you are with sticking to your morning runs and certain routines. It's actually about you practicing being authentically yourself, being authentically you, okay? And practicing balance. Okay, so practicing authenticity and practicing balance. Okay, so firstly, authenticity comes from how true you are to yourself, right? So very often along the journey, we forget about ourselves. We're too busy getting influence from other people, and we're too busy people pleasing. So when we're so busy people pleasing, we become someone else. Okay, trust me on this. I've been there before. I have tried to kind of become this version of myself that, I thought people would like. But instead, I was actually sabotaging my true self, and I lost myself in that. So in a way, the more you're trying to become this particular version of yourself that you think other people are gonna like, or you feel that it's gonna make you feel confident, but it's actually you heading away from yourself. So when you are able to bring yourself back, be centered, and be connected with your true self, who you really are, how you would like to express yourself, this is when your confidence shines. This is when people start to love you more. And this is when you start to become more and more comfortable in your body, in your skin. Okay, so this is a really important practice. I know it's it's actually not easy to actually be your authentic self, and that's why I said it is a journey for everyone. And I'm so thrilled and so excited to work with a lot of you guys this year to find your authentic self. It's very fun once you can start to feel alive again, once you can start to like say to yourself that I don't give a fuck about what other people think of me. This is the way I like to express myself. This is the way I like to talk. This is the way I like to show up. So what if you don't like it? Right? So it's actually really one of my biggest passions to help everybody to help everyone be yourself. Okay, so this is number one. And number two, okay, is finding that balance, right? Don't strive for perfection, but strive for balance. Okay, so balance meaning that, are you actually nourishing your body with the right type of nutrition, a variety of nutrition. We're not talking about just like the good food only, no bad food. Remember I made an episode talking about food, right? There are a lot of different food that you can, introduce into your lifestyle, okay? But we don't have to label the food. So if you guys want to talk more about food, I'll definitely make another episode about this. So balance comes from how you practice nourishing your body with a variety of food, with the different body movements that you find pleasure in, and also how you basically give your body what your body needs according to its body type and your body needs, right? And also how do you take care of your body, your well-being throughout different seasons in a year and throughout different phases in your life, right? Because how you take care of your body, how you feel your body, how you move in your 20s is different to how you move and feel your body in the 30s and 40s and so on and so forth. So it is very important for us to be aware of the changes in life and also the cycles in life so that we can actually give our body the right balance. It's not always something that's like, extreme. And also, when you do exercise, it's not always about go hard or go home or burn the maximum calories, that kind of mentality, right? I want you guys to really, really find the peace with your body and also, have that healthier relationship with your body and with the things that you do in your environment, right? So this is so these are the 4 tips that I want to share with you guys to help you guys love your body and be confident this year. And trust me, when you're able to bring these 4 tips, we start from questioning your insecurity to break away from culture escape, okay, to being your inner healer, and then finally to strive for authenticity and balance, you will definitely take your body confidence to the next level. Okay, so I know that this is very exciting to learn these tips here with me, and I know a lot of you guys are probably ready to take it to the next step by wanting to work with me, right? So this is an exclusive opportunity for all of you guys that are watching right now. We're now opening our pre-launch waitlist, our pre-launch VIP list for my Body Confidence Mastery program. Okay, so it's going to be available in about 1 month time. It is like the new version, the 2.0 version of my signature Body Confidence Mastery coaching, where I work with you in the private group setting, where we can work on your mind, work on your body, work on your energy management, work on your life goal setting, and everything together so that your confidence, okay, for your mind, for your body, and for your life can really elevate to the next level. It is my very, very, proud and also my famous signature program where, especially it's for ladies, right? Where you can work on your whole self. I call it the total transformation, okay? Not just about your body, but it's about your wellness, your mindset, and also your confidence for your life. Okay, so this program is going to be available in 1 month, but now you have the opportunity to sign up for the pre-launch VIP list. So by being on the list, you will get the opportunity to learn more about what it's like to work with me, what it's like to get my mentorship, and also you have the opportunity to get the exclusive 30% off the market price when the enrollment starts. So this is a very special opportunity for all of you to quickly get on, okay? And once again, the program is for women only, okay? And I believe a lot of you out there are perfect to be in my community here, and so we can work closely together. All right, thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you enjoy it, make sure you share, comment, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Okay, so I'm very happy to continue to inspire you guys to take big actions to make your body confidence dreams come true. All right, so until next time, catch you guys later.